Welcome to Handle's Capital Cycle Management Platform, also known as CCM. The CCM Platform provides you with an operating system to seamlessly plan, procure, manage, and dispose of your healthcare capital equipment. In this training, you will learn all the functionality associated with the applications within CCM and ultimately learn how to use the information and analyses to help form data-driven decisions within your organization or department as it relates to capital. In this session, we will look at the Fleet Analytics dashboard. This is the first application within CCM, and it provides you with real-time visibility into your capital fleet while presenting key information including asset type, facility or location, manufacturer, model, and age. Using a unique algorithm, CCM generates recommendations on optimal timing for asset replacement based on various factors such as asset type, age, repair history, utilization, external market factors, and equipment technology. Understanding the true age of capital allows for the creation of an objective capital budget. Let's begin by looking at the entire Fleet Analytics dashboard in order to get you familiar with the movement between applications, and then we will dive into each of the individual sections of Fleet Analytics to help you become an expert. On the left-hand side panel, you'll see a series of icons representing the programs encompassing CCM. From the top going down, you have the asset location map, fleet analysis, the capital calendar, and the B2B marketplace where you can buy and sell. Within the fleet analysis dashboard itself, there are several different filters available on the left-hand side to allow you to drill into the assets you wish to see by location, product category, manufacturer, and model. The middle of the page shows the analysis itself that results from the filtration criteria that you've chosen. The chart is surrounded by several key KPIs that help you further analyze your data, leaving the bottom of the page for a detailed breakout by location. On the Fleet Analytics page, you can select to view the capital assets that matter the most to you. If you need to see assets in a certain category or at a specific location, you choose those filters. Depending on your role in your company, you may not have visibility to particular filters. To select a product category, service line, facility, etc., simply click the drop-down menu and scroll through the options and click the one you would like to focus on. As you make choices, all the relevant statistics and charts on the page will change. Please note that as filters are selected, it narrows down the search options available for other filters. For example, if a certain manufacturer is selected, only the models pertaining to that manufacturer are available in the model filter. The location filters will allow you to narrow down your capital equipment by either service line, facility, location, department, cost center, or any and all of the above. Please note that the equipment within the same product category may span across multiple location filters. For example, hospital beds may be found in multiple facilities, service lines, departments, and cost centers. As relevant data within each location filter populates from your choices, the analyses will show the limited selection of assets to help you narrow down which areas need the most attention in the near and long term and what you'll need to plan for in terms of replacement. A different way to drill into your fleet data is by product category or subcategory. You can specifically look at a product category or categories within your chosen location filters. Each product category has a subcategory and possibly another subcategory within that. We call these the parent, child, and grandchild categories. You can expand these categories by clicking the arrow symbol to the left of the category name. As you select and unselect, the corresponding data will populate within the chart. After further specifying your data by product, you will know what product categories need more attention in the near term from a planning perspective based on your selected locations. In addition to being able to filter the data by location and product category, assets can be further subdivided by manufacturer and model. These filters provide the next layer of specificity for your fleet status. Within this section, You can select the drop-down menus to view a certain manufacturer that will then provide you with the percentage allocation of models within your selected filters and what department or facility that they're in. For example, if we select GE Healthcare, we now see that the manufacturer pie chart will show 100% GE Healthcare, while the model and NPN tells us what models make up that selected manufacturer. After selecting what locations and product categories you'd like to focus on, first see the total number of assets in the top left corner. Next to that, we'll display the average age of the assets within the filters. And then finally, you will see an estimated replacement cost for all the items within the selected location and product category filters. Below is a bar chart with three colors indicating more about the product categories. The bar chart will populate the data for the filters you have chosen and display it in green, yellow, and red bars. These colored bars represent assets that are in the good, plan, or replace category based on either their age or score of the assets. Here we are just looking at age. Age is simply based off how old the asset is from the date you purchased it. Now, what do the colors mean for age? Handle has taken the AHA or American Hospital Association guidelines for equipment age by category and used the values to show you which assets are good or green, indicating that they are well within their useful life guidelines, plan or yellow, meaning that they are 2 years or less from the end of their useful life, and replace or red, meaning that they are past their useful life according to the AHA. Here we're going to take a look at SCORE. SCORE is a unique algorithm developed by Handle that is based on several factors, such as age, repair history, utilization, external market factors, and equipment technology. Handle believes this value is more scientific and closer to reality in terms of determining what assets need to be replaced versus just looking at age. The best analogy of this is the odometer of your car. Two cars of the same make and model, driven different miles over their lifespans, require a different replacement strategy. Again, the assets with a score in good or green indicate that they are well within their useful life. Plan or yellow indicates that they are approaching their end of life and should be planned for replacement in the next 1 to 2 years. And replace or red indicates that they are beyond their useful life and should be replaced as soon as possible. You can toggle between age and score by selecting the button below the chart. This gives you a snapshot of what product categories are causing a certain location to need more attention to replace or plan. To have a more detailed visual of a product category, you can click Show More in the top right corner of the bar chart. This will expand the parent product category out into their respective child and grandchild categories, providing you with a deeper dive into what areas within a product category need the most attention from your selected location filters. To just focus on a certain color category, you can select and unselect the good, plan, and replace categories underneath the bars. Below the bar chart, you will see pie charts that provide you with standardization information by manufacturer and model. This represents the breakdown of the top manufacturers or models within the data you have selected. The purpose of this analysis is to show either the breadth or diversity of your asset sourcing. While Handle has recommendations on what is ideal here, it really depends on the organization, sourcing strategy, and product category. This data will change as you select or unselect any of the filters discussed in the previous tutorials. Manufacturers and models will be displayed by different colors, and you can hover over the different sections of the pie chart to view the allocated percentage of a certain manufacturer or model. Within the same area, you will see the highest risk category. This is based on the age or the score of the product category you have selected. This section provides you with the recommendations of categories that are at the highest risk of end of life and the cost to replace them. Above the bar chart, you will notice three key KPIs that represent the data that has been filtered on the left-hand side. Total assets on the left represents the total number of assets that are in the capital fleet based on the filters you have selected and that are currently being displayed in the analyses. If no filters are selected, this will represent all the assets in the database. In the middle, we have average age, and it is exactly how it sounds. It represents the average age of all the assets, regardless of category, but will change based on your previous filters. If no filters are selected, this KPI will give you the average age of your entire capital healthcare equipment fleet. And lastly, on the right, we have replacement cost. This is the most complex KPI as it represents the cost for your department or organization to replace that particular group of assets. Handle uses a multifaceted approach to come up with this value. It can either be your organization's historical cost that is normalized for today's spend, or market data on the cost to replace a certain product category item. Below the standardization pie charts, we see another bar chart that represents the assets by facility. This chart displays the good, plan, and replace categories for each of the facilities based on their filters you have selected on the left-hand side of the screen. If we want to take a more detailed approach to a certain product category, we can singularly drill down into the child or grandchild subcategory. Here I'm going to select the child category of med-surg beds within the parent category of beds. Instead of populating a bar chart, we see a more detailed line chart that represents the number of med-surg beds that are at a certain age, and this is represented on the x-axis. You can also view this by score. Use the toggle above the graph to narrow in on a certain score range or age range. In the top right-hand corner of the line chart, it provides you with a percentage of items that are at their end of their useful life. To act on any of these data points, simply click any of the clickable KPIs above or below the colored line or bar chart, and this will launch a detailed view of all selected assets. For example, we're taking a look at birthing beds here. If I were to select total assets in the top left-hand corner, this will break out into a list view of birthing beds to allow for additions to the capital budget. To individually remove a filter, click the X on the far right side of the selected filter, and this will repopulate the analyses in the middle of the screen. Above all the filters on the left-hand side of the screen, you will see a Clear All button or a big X. This button will clear all selected filters on the entire page to start from scratch.